What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In this video, guys, we're going to be going through 10 skills that you should learn this year. And these are skills I believe every single person should try to master in their lifetime. And this is a good year to start learning some of these skills, guys, especially with the new year literally just starting. So let's get on into it. Number one, guys, I have is how to be creative. I'm gonna write that one down. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this or not, but I'll show you guys at the end. But there's a lot of people, guys, who are not being creative anymore, whether it be learning how to make stuff with your hands, or like drawing, or creating your own music, or anything like that. We're living in an age, guys, where people are piggybacking off of each other. We see lots of people copying each other. Even like the bigger companies, guys, they're not being creative anymore. They're just remastering old stuff. You see people remaking old movies, making part twos to movies that shouldn't have part twos and part threes to them. You see people making the same music as the older artists before them, using the same beats, just changing the lyrics up a little bit. And I mean, that's cool to do sometimes, but we need to get back into making original content, making original games and original TV shows instead of piggybacking off of the past, guys. A lot of people are losing creativity, guys, and we hate to see it, but it's because of the fact that people are getting technology at such a young age, and they're not playing with Legos like I used to do, and they're not playing with toys, not using their imagination. They're just sitting on a couch in front of a phone, or sitting in front of a screen. It's kind of sad to see, but this is the problem that we are experiencing here in the world. With rise of technology, we don't see a lot of kids being able to use their imagination. They're not using pens and papers to write stuff or to draw like I used to do, and it's only going to get worse from here, guys. But hopefully we can all try to be creative. I recommend journaling or using pens and papers, writing out like your stories. Like, I recommend storytelling. Make some characters up and give them what do you call it? Give them certain traits and stuff, and write a story with those characters or something. Another thing I recommend is Legos. Try to build something without using like the little instruction guide. Just make it from your mind. But that's one way to be creative. Or you could just, write out your ideas and put them into reality. But being creative is definitely a skill that you want to master in 2026. The next one I have, guys, is a very big one. This is actually on my list of things I want to learn this year, guys, and that is how to cook. This is very important, especially as a man, because this is like a skill that not most men have. A lot of men are expecting their wives to cook, or still relying on their parents to cook. I recommend that if you're in your 20s, you should know how to cook, regardless of the gender that you are. Cooking is a very important life skill. What if your wife ends up passing away before you? Now, obviously, we don't want that to happen, but let's say that happens. For those of you guys who are relying on your future wife to do all the cooking, what's going to happen to you? Who's going to cook for you? You have to know how to cook for yourself. You don't want to be relying on another person in this day and age. Now, I'm not saying that you want to not rely on anyone ever, but the thing is, you want to have these important life skills. Cooking is a very important life skill, guys. It's just something that you want to know how to do. You don't want to be eating fast food all the time. You don't want to be eating processed foods all the time. I'll be making more videos on on meal prepping and foods throughout the year. This is definitely a life skill I recommend learning in your early 20s, if you're over 20, you should definitely invest in the skill this year, because cooking is, in my opinion, one of the most beneficial life skills that you want to be able to have just for your own health. Like, seriously, like, you don't want to be eating trashy foods all the time. It's going to really catch up to you, especially when you hit that age where your metabolism really starts going downhill. I'm almost at the age, guys, where my metabolism isn't going to be as strong as it is now. And some of us are lucky and have a faster metabolism than others. Like, I have a fast metabolism. Anything I eat can go straight through me. But for those of you guys who don't have a fast metabolism, you got to really watch what you're eating, because that stuff will be very tough to burn off after some time. But yeah, that's definitely another skill I recommend learning. How I would go about it: look up some cooking classes near you. If your family knows how to cook, ask them to teach you, or just even YouTube. Look at people who know how to make meals and look at their channels and see the ingredients. Make sure you plan it out in advance. Watch the video beforehand. That way you're not caught off guard by something that you need to do before starting the meal. Like, maybe you have to prepare a certain step ahead of time. I definitely recommend watching the video all the way through, so that you have an idea of what you need to do, when you need to do it, and you're not in the middle of cooking it and then you realize you had to have this one step pre-made before even starting to cook it. Number 3, guys, is how to keep your house clean. This is one that is more targeted towards men, in my opinion. I don't understand why some guys don't know how to keep their house clean. I like personally keeping my room clean and my house clean, but some people don't know how to keep the house clean. I don't understand that. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. This is a life skill that you should be mastering, and this is more beneficial for your mental health as well. People don't realize this, but if you're living in a messy house, it could affect your productivity levels at home. And I genuinely do believe that this is a true statement. I feel like when I have a messier room, I tend to be more lazy at home, and I tend not to want to get stuff done, as opposed to when I have a clean room. And especially after I clean my room, like when I clean my room, I get motivated for that entire day, because I feel like I accomplished something already in that day, and I can like go back and tackle the next task very easily. And it also just looks nicer if you have people coming over and visiting your house, if your house is clean. If you have somebody come over and your house is a mess, it kind of gives off like bad vibes as well. So keeping your house clean is a very important skill to do. And with the new year, I do recommend deep spring cleaning your house if you haven't already. I always tend to do this in the summertime, and then I tend to do like a second round around November, December. So just something to keep in the back of your mind. This is another very important life skill that, in my opinion, everyone should be able to master. And you should have this skill mastered by the age of like 16. This is like, in my opinion, that's like the age limit. Like, you should be able to know how to clean when you're 16. It's kind of childish when you don't know how to clean your house or clean your room, in my opinion. Number 4, guys, this one's a very big, important life skill that will open many doors for you. How to communicate. Let me write it. Hopefully the rest of them fit. I'm kind of running out of space, but how to communicate, guys, this one's a very important skill, and it'll unlock doors for you. You need to know how to communicate to people at your job. You need to know how to communicate with people in your life. And most importantly, if you're single, you need to know how to communicate to the opposite gender. This is just very important life skills. And this is one that I feel like a lot of people are struggling with in this day and age. And we can blame technology for this issue, because I do think technology does play a factor in the fact that people are not having a lot of social skills as opposed to the older generations. But also, we need to blame ourselves, because we kind of allow ourselves to become reliant on technology. And we need to go back to the way things used to be and just put down the phones and go have um, in-person conversations with people instead of hiding behind the technology. Like important conversations should be done face to face, not over text message and not over the phone. You should say, hey, let's meet up at this time and let's go talk about this important thing. Important conversations I recommend being face to face is when you're asking somebody out to a date, when you're breaking up with someone, very like personal conversations that kind of could get emotional. And also like job interviews, a lot of these job interviews, they're doing it over the phone now. In my opinion, that shouldn't be a thing. That's an important skill, and we should be doing that face to face. How can you know how somebody is like if you don't see them face to face? You're talking to them over the phone. That's just weird to me. I never understood that. And like I said, people are just becoming so reliant on technology, and that's one of the problems that we are facing in this day and age. But we need to go back to learning how to communicate with each other and having conversations face to face instead of relying on messages and phone calls and technology to do all the work for us. Um, Communication is always one of the biggest key factors to success, and people are really overlooking this very important life skill because as time goes on, I feel like people are less and less able to communicate with each other, and who knows what it's going to look like 5, 10 years from now. The next one's a very important one too, guys. Number 5 is leadership skills. This one's very important because everybody wants to be a leader. Everyone wants to be a leader. You see all these people acting like they want to be leaders and stuff, but they don't even have the skills needed to be a leader. Everyone thinks that they're number one. Everyone thinks that they're like the top of the pack and people should listen to them and stuff. What skills do you have to become a leader though? Being a leader comes at a very high cost, and these skills are very important as well. One of the things that you need to do in order to become a good leader, in my opinion, is have those communication skills that I was just talking about. So you need to be able to communicate effectively. You need to be able to lead. Like, you need to be the one that's coming up with the ideas, not listening to someone else's idea and then saying, oh yeah, let's do that instead. Now, sometimes, yeah, it's good to take other people's ideas into consideration, but if you're doing that all the time, that's not really being a good leader. Another thing, you need to be able to solve problems really fast and have critical thinking skills. And another thing about leaders is they need to be self-motivated. A lot of people are not self-motivated nowadays. They need external motivation, which is like from outside factors, whether it be getting a reward, whether it be, getting praise from other people. That's all external like factors for motivation. You need to have that internal motivation. Like the motivation should be you want to see yourself succeed, but not many people are having that nowadays. Number 6, guys, is another skill that I recommend taking up on is taking care of your body and personal hygiene. This one's a very important skill as well. And this one is kind of more for like men, but women as well. For the men, when I say taking care of your hygiene, obviously you should be showering and you should be, what do you call it? Wearing deodorant and all that. But I'm talking like start a face care routine. A lot of men don't have a skincare routine, guys. They don't wash their face every single, well, you don't have to do it every day, but like a few times a week. They're not taking care of their body. They're not going to the gym. They're not working out. They're not eating right. All this stuff plays a very key role into your life. In my opinion, if you take care of yourself, you're ahead of 90% of the game here in America. Because a lot of these men, they struggle with so much. And we're gonna be making a video on how to become an alpha male in 2026 very soon, probably within the next week, guys. Like I said, I'm gonna be trying to super upload very soon, especially with me not being at the gym. I'm gonna try to be waking up at my normal time again as well, but we'll see if I'm able to do that. But yeah, taking care of your body and personal hygiene, guys, is very important. So make sure that you master that skill this year. And for most men, you need to start a skincare routine this year. That's part of hygiene. Taking care of your face is very important. People see your face every single day. And in my opinion, I think that's the most important part of your body is your face. Everything else is just extra, but it's very important to have that life skill. Number 7, guys. This one is one that I want to get back into. Learning martial arts. This one's another important skill that I think everyone should know. Everyone needs to know how to fight. And with the rise of AI and the rise of this technology, we need to go back to being physically strong. And you can go to the gym and lift weights, but you also should go learn a martial arts skill, whether it be boxing. I was doing Muay Thai a few years ago. I think I want to go back into it, guys, very soon. I kind of miss going. With me working in the 2 jobs, I'm going to have to sit and plan it out, though. I also got to message them. I might do it this weekend if I got time. We just got to check it out. And I got to look at the prices and all that and figure out when I'll be able to go back. And I might also have to change my work schedule due to that, because I know they're not open on Sundays. So I might pick up some weekend shifts at work possibly, just so I can go back to learning a martial arts, because I do miss doing the Muay Thai. I felt really strong when I was going to the gym and then doing the Muay Thai at like the nights and stuff. So I might bring that back and start doing that a few times a week as well. But that's on my to-do list in 2026, guys. But yeah, everyone should know how to fight. You never know when you're gonna need to protect yourself, and it's very important to get into the mindset of, hey, I need to protect myself, and I want to make sure that I have the skills when that time comes. Number 8, guys. This one's only for men out here, so if you're a female, you don't have to worry about this one. This one's very important, though. It's how to be a gentleman. And when I say a gentleman, I legit mean like the old days. I don't mean like whatever they try to do nowadays. I mean like go look at how men were in the 80s and 90s and copy those people. The modern day era is really messed up. I wouldn't do anything that the modern era is doing. If you're trying to do anything, go look at the way it was 50, 60 years ago. That's how you want to be. Don't look at the modern day. I don't know what that was. Don't look at the modern day stuff, because the way people do stuff nowadays is really out of whack. I never understood it. I'm gonna give you guys some examples of what real gentlemen are like. They hold the door open for girls. They buy flowers on the first date. They meet the girl's parents on the first date. Nowadays, you see men, they don't even buy flowers on the first date, I don't even think. They don't buy chocolate on the first date. They're not meeting the parents on the first date. You should be doing all this stuff as a man. And it's like these men are dating these girls for months and months on end, and they haven't even met the parents. Some of them are getting these girls pregnant and not meeting the parents. And America is just so weird, like for real. We need to bring back the way things used to be in the older ages, guys. And being a real gentleman is a life skill that every single guy needs to know and master before finding his wife, in my opinion. Because if you're trying to be in a committed relationship long term, you need to know how to actually treat women, and you need to have respect for women. I always see these guys talking about how they want to be in a relationship, But in actual reality, all they want is sex. They don't want to be in a relationship. And I test them all the time with this stuff, and I'm able to see right through them. The thing is, the girls in this day and age, they don't have a lot of, I'm not going to say wisdom, but they're easily deceived and they're easily fooled. And they think they found gold, and then they give the body to these men, and then they realize that they they sold themselves to trash basically. And that's just how it is. But I do have ways to test if someone is a gentleman. Maybe I'll make a video on that, but that would be like a girls only video. My content's more, um, in my opinion, it's more targeted towards men. So I don't know if I'll ever do that video. But maybe if I get a girlfriend, I'll have her make a video on that. If she does content, of course. But yeah, how to be a real gentleman, guys. Um, I'll probably be making more videos on that as well. Number 9, guys, is another important skill, and this is one that I'm gonna be working on this year too. It's how to say no. Sometimes in life, guys, you gotta know how to say no. You gotta know when to say no as well. In this day and age, if you're a nice person, and this has nothing to do with being a nice person, but if you're a nice person, it's very tough to say no. But you also don't want to fall into the trap that I fell into in the past, guys, of being a people pleaser every single 5 seconds. If someone says something, you just say yes all the time. Sometimes in life, you gotta know how to say no. You gotta put yourself first. You gotta put your mental health first. You gotta put your body first. You gotta put, you know, your life ahead of someone else's sometimes, because you have stuff you got to get done. And if you say yes to every single person who's asking for your help or asking for your time, you're not going to have any time left for yourself or to get the stuff done that you need to get done. So you need to know how to say no. And it's not like being mean or, you know, anything like that. It's just you can't take on every single task that someone tells you to do. And I fall into this category, guys. I don't know how to say no a lot. I tend to take on a lot more than I should, and you know, it's tough to say no because you feel bad. But you got to get into the mindset of, hey, this isn't about the other person. Sometimes just saying a no is just about you. And last time I said no, I kind of felt bad, but I told myself, you know what, nah, I gotta put myself first. Like, they were asking for overtime at work, and I was just like, you know what, nah, I'm not gonna come in, because I was sick that day. And I was thinking, you know what, nah, I'm not gonna go in tomorrow morning, I'm just gonna say no. And I did. And, you know, it got me realizing, I said, I gotta say no sometimes more often. That way to work on that skill, because, you know, we do so much. Some of us work 2 jobs, some of us are working and we have kids, some of us are working and then we have our businesses on the side. So always put yourself first, and know how to say no. It's a very important life skill that you need to master. And for the last one, guys, and this one is another good one, it's how to stay on a budget. This one's an important skill, guys, as well. How to stay on a budget, guys. Knowing how much money you make per month and factoring in your bills, factoring in maybe a want every now and then. Now, a want being something that you don't necessarily need to survive. Necessities like clothes, food, and bills, those are needs. Wants would fall into fast food or going out to do something, video games, entertainment, all that stuff. Staying on a budget is another life skill that you want to master in your early 20s. But if this is 2026, if you're over 20, you can still master this skill. It's very important to master being able to know, like, hey, this is how much I'm working with. Maybe I shouldn't get this very expensive phone, or maybe I shouldn't get this very expensive video game system that just came out this year. Maybe I should wait for it to go on sale, or maybe I wait for it to go down in price, because video games, they do go down in price, especially when the next one comes out. But anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be making some more videos on tips to saving money very soon as well. I have lots of video ideas. 2026 is a big year, guys. I'm gonna show you guys what the whiteboard looks like in case you guys want to write them down. Also, I always link everything in the description as well. So all 10 of these will be linked in the description as well. For those of you guys who did not know that, I also put the timestamps of when I talk about each one as well for you guys. I always do that for my top 10 videos and my listed videos of things I go through multiple points on. But anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next one. As promised, guys, these are the 10 skills: how to be creative, how to cook, how to keep your house clean, how to communicate, leadership skills, taking care of your body / hygiene, learning a martial arts, how to be a gentleman, how to say no, and how to stay on a budget. And don't judge the crookedness. I was freaking writing sideways, but that's okay. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next one.